something like that. What's up, chat? I'm just testing something out. You guys can stay, you know, if you want to. But me, I'm just testing something out. I'm just messing around with my chat. I'm lost. Oh, I don't get why more than half of fans are fake. What's up to both of y'all? I'm just testing out my stream stuff to see if I can get it working. So you guys can stay and talk to me if you want, but I'm just, you know, I'm just trying to fix out the kinks. See if everything works. Sorry, I already subscribed, yeah. Alright, man. How's you guys' day going? Just copy. Paste. Apply. Where's my phone?
Hello and welcome back to another Technology Guru video. So today I'm going to take you through you want to cause, again, you're probably going to be looking at this on an alternative monitor when you set it up, but just for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to show you from the ground up how to set up OBS. Now when you open it up, none of this is going to be here. All you're going to see is a blank space. You're not going to see anything. So the first thing you need to do is go ahead and set up your first scene. So what is a scene? A scene is what you see here. You can see my desktop behind me. You can see me here in the webcam. You can see my microphone. All of this is a scene. Now when you start and open a video game, that is going to be a part of your scene as well. But you need to go ahead and get the settings, configured first, and then you can start streaming within OBS. First thing you need to do, go down here where you see the Scenes tab right here and click the addition symbol. It's going to say add a scene. We're going to go ahead and call it scene 2. You can name that whatever you want to name it. Now, when you create a new scene, you're going to see this. Just black is all you're going to see. So now once you have a scene created, you need to go ahead and add sources. So now what we're going to want to do is click the addition symbol here underneath sources to add our first source. Now, the first source that I always like to add is my video capture device. Now, the video capture device is going to be your webcam. Now, I already have one set up as my webcam, but we'll go ahead and create a new one. So go ahead and give it a name, and then go ahead and click OK. Now, once we do that, it's then going to ask us what device do we want to use as our video input. Now, the first thing you need to do is under device, go ahead and click that drop-down menu and select your webcam. If it's a USB cam, it should already come up automatically if it's plugged in and you have all the appropriate drivers. Now, there's a bunch of different stuff that you can do here. You can flip it vertically, but for simplicity's sake, guys, just leave it like it is. Don't mess with any of these settings until you realize later that you need to do that. You can also go to configure video here, and you can actually go into your webcam settings, but we're not going to do any of that today. Go ahead and click OK. And the last thing I want to show you here is that when you're adding this, if you've already added your webcam, you can only do it once per webcam. So under Add Existing, click that box there, select the webcam, and then go ahead and click OK. Now, as you can see at the top of the screen here, you're going to be able to see the webcam. Now, I can move this around like I'm using Photoshop. It's almost like its own layer. So I can click and hold with my mouse and drag this wherever I want to drag it. Now, a lot of people have different scenes. Like you may have scene 1, which is called full scene or full webcam, where basically you drag your webcam out and it's full, it's full screen like that. That's a little much for me right now. So we're going to drag it down to the lower left, which is, where you might want to drag it within your scene. Now, once you've added your video capture device, you then want to go and change the settings and go ahead and start setting up your audio for your microphone. I'm doing this in the steps that I would normally do when I'm setting up my OBS to stream or to live stream. Now, go ahead and over in the right-hand corner, you're going to see something here that says settings. Now, if we go to settings, click on settings, we're going to see a few different things. I'm going to walk you through all of these step by step. Now, under general, there's really not much that I change here. I leave all of this the same. A lot of this is basically aesthetic stuff that basically changes the way OBS looks or the way you experience their user interface. So I'm really not going to change anything here. the main thing here is going to be under Stream. Now, under Stream, you've got StreamTime, so it's going to be a streaming service. Now, custom streaming server, we're not going to cover that in today's video. If that's something you want, I'll do a video later on that. Put that in the comments if that's something you're interested in. Under Service, now, you may be streaming on Twitch. You may be streaming on YouTube or YouTube Gaming. Whatever service you're using, you're going to have a coinciding stream key. If you don't know how to find your Twitch or YouTube stream key, I will have the 2 videos that I've done showing you how to find those specific stream keys in the description of this video. You've got to log into YouTube, log into Twitch, navigate to your information for your account, get the stream key, paste it here where it says stream key. Once you've done that, you need to go down, always click the apply button in the bottom right hand corner when you've made and completed all of the changes that you want to make to set up your OBS. So once I've clicked apply, I'm done. You've got it set up, you've got Twitch, you've got your stream key, it's the correct stream key here, and never show this to anybody. I mean, obvious why you wouldn't want to do that. Now, once you have all of this set up, let's go to output. Now, under output, I always change my output mode to advanced. Now, under advanced, it allows me to control a few different things. Now, not only can you stream with OBS, but you can also record. Now, I don't really prefer the recording options in OBS, but it is free, and if that's something you want to do, you can definitely record within OBS. Now, we have our streaming and recording here. We're going to go ahead and click the tab here that says streaming, and then below this, we're going to see a few different things. Now, the encoder, I leave it X24. I wouldn't change that. Again, this is...
What are you watching? I'm watching a video teach me how to stream from a laptop. Like I was telling you guys, I'm just I have my stream on to see if I could work it through here. I mean, I know I can, but you know, I'm trying to. That's what I'm doing. And he's walking me through step by step. So.
More for recording purposes, and then the rescale output, you can always change this to be what you want it to be. I leave mine at 1920 by 1080 because I like to stream in 1080p. So even if you have a larger 4K monitor, you can rescale it to be 1080p, which is, you know, changing this here. Now, if your internet connection is not that great, you may want to rescale this to be 720 or something like that. That way your stream doesn't chug or lag, or you get some things like that. Under rate control, the bit rate here, again, all of this is going to determine, really going to be determined by the internet speeds at your house, the type of machine you have. I recommend leaving it at 2500 or 2 to 2500, 2000 to 2500 to kind of see where you're at. And then if you see your stream is struggling or it's handling it very well, then you can increase or decrease this number dependent on the type of stream that, the type of, I guess you would say, setup that you have. Now, once you've made all of the different changes here, go ahead and click apply right here at the bottom right hand corner, and then let's go over to the most important thing. I really think audio for me is one of the most important things about a stream. Now, leave your sample rate at 44.1. You want your channels to be set to stereo. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The desktop audio device. Now, mine is going to be set up as the speakers because this is how I have my setups, going in. But normally you may have this set up to default. Like if you have your computer plugged into, like your speakers plugged into your headphone jack, just leave it as default. If you leave it as default, you can never go wrong there, but you may have to come in and adjust this. The desktop audio device is going to be how your stream audience hears the audio coming from your computer. So the music that you play, the game sounds, all of this is coming from the desktop audio device. Mic basically with hotkeys, like if you want to start streaming it, it's really easy to just click the start streaming button. But if you want that to be set up as basically go to add and then go to have all of that answered. We're going to see a few different things. I don't really change anything here because again, all of this is set up to just work. So I wouldn't change anything here and then go ahead and click OK. Now, once you have all of that set up, you then go back to your sources and start creating your scene once again. Now, the next source that I like to add is called a display capture. So if you go up here, go to add, and then go to display capture, it's going to allow us to capture our desktop. So for me, I have mine set up as screen capture here, but you go to create new here, and then click OK, and that's basically going to allow you to record your display. So I've got multiple displays. I'm going to go ahead and choose the one here, the one that's over on my left-hand side, and then click OK. Now, As you can see, this covered up my webcam. Now, sources work very similar to layers in Photoshop. If we go to our sources panel, click and hold, drag that below the webcam, there I am. The webcam is always going to be on top because that's obviously what you're going to want to be on top of your desktop. So once you've got the settings adjusted, audio, video, display capture, all of that's good there. Normally games can just work within display capture, so if I go over here and I go ahead and launch a game, so if I go ahead and launch my Battle.net launcher, and then I go and put a hard disk, I have to capture now. Now, less things like that, I plus your configure for your webcam X through Xbox here, like that. And also if you things like audio in a mic right here, you see where the recording. Once you're another next time.
Ignore that chat.
This to your computer at one point in time, and then you're going to need a USB to micro USB cable to connect your PlayStation 4 controller to your PC for remote play later on. Now, the problem I had using this method early on is when I would play remote play on my PC, you can look at your hosts, which are additional and install Streamlabs. Now, what remote play does is it will directly play your PS4 gameplay onto your PC. Let's get this new direction to get for our workload. Press the like. I won't go too in-depth or too advanced. People know your stream.
Alright.
I'm going to show you the 5 easy steps to how to live stream on YouTube using OBS so that as soon as this video is finished, you can start live streaming. Thanks a bunch. Okay, so let's head installed. It is available from here, but you want it. All you have to do is go into your settings panel, and underneath the theme, under the general tab, you can just click on that, and you can change it from the default to the dark. So I know a lot of YouTubers are into the dark stuff like me, so just wanted to go ahead and give you that side tip. Once you have it looking the way that you want to go into your youtube.com/live_dashboard inside of your Creator Studio. Once you are there, you want to scroll all the way down, and you're going to see an area that says Encoder Setup. You'll want to copy the stream name /key. So to do that, you want to click the Reveal option, and then you highlight it, copy it, and then go ahead and click Hide. Now make sure that you keep this key to yourself, because if someone else has this key, that gives them the ability to stream on your account, and nobody wants that. Once you have your key, you go back into OBS, you go over to the right, you will see a settings option, you click on that. You'll go under the Streams tab, and you want to make sure that you have streaming services selected. From the drop down here, you want to make sure that you have YouTube, and then you want to make sure that you have primary YouTube ingest server selected. From there, you are just going to paste your key into the stream key box. Once you have that set up, you want to hit apply, and then hit OK. Next, we are going to assume that you already have your webcam hooked up to your computer. If you do not, go ahead and plug in your webcam, and then you want to go under the Sources menu here, where it says Sources. You want to go down and you want to click the little plus icon. When you do that, it's going to give you a bunch of different options, which I will go into in later tutorials, but in this one, you want to add video capture device. Give it any name that you want to. And then it's going to basically put on the screen the camera that you are pulling from. So if you get this square box, like I see right here, then what you want to do is you want to click on the Resolution tab, go to Custom, and then you want to select the resolution that you want to push your video through at. Then you hit OK. And from there, there's one more step, but I'm going to give you a side tip as well. When you test everything to make sure that you have it up and running. One problem that a lot of people get when they are going live is they get an audio sync problem that happens. In order to fix that, all you have to do is you have to go into your mixer option here, and you will see that you have an option for whichever audio device it is that you're using. So what you want to do in that situation is you just want to adjust the milliseconds on. Remember, you want to head over to back to your YouTube streaming page. From there, you want to make sure that you put your title and your description just like you normally would for a video, because these live videos, when you do them, they can rank as well. So you want to make sure that you get everything together in your meta. And for your tags, you want to make sure that you click on the advanced settings here. And when you do that, then you can click on basic info, and then that will allow you to add your tags there as well. So once you have that part of it set up, I strongly recommend that you do a private stream first, or an unlisted stream that you share with friends, so that you can, make sure that your audio is synced up and make sure that everything is coming out exactly the way that you want to. And as long as everything is set up the way that you want to, then you go back into OBS, and then you hit start streaming. And when that happens, you'll keep a eye on this up here where it says offline. And then once your stream starts going through, it's going to say starting. And then right now it is telling me that I am live. So one thing you can do is you can test your audio sync right here on this, or you can also test your audio sync by actually opening up your channel page and going to the specific URL of your stream, which would be whatever your channel is /live. Then once your stream is over, all you have to do is go back into OBS and you hit stop streaming, and then from there YouTube will close everything else down, and then you are taken care of and your first stream is complete. This video is part of a playlist on how to live stream on YouTube. So if you want to learn more advanced options inside of OBS, make sure that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if I've already made the tutorials live by the time that you've gotten here, then I will put a card up here.
Alright, he's not helping. Use custom audio device. Oh. Underestimated what the hell I was doing. Okay. up, Matthew? What's good, man? Over here working out the kinks to something.
But I may be wrong. Now, obviously, but just like before, it's really simple. Once you download it, open the app, and then log in with your network, and you just want to direct connect, hit your controller, connect to this stage. Now, what you guys have been wanting is obviously to know whether you can use your microphone or not for parties. So let me just quick go here, use your current recording with OB, don't worry about now 18.6. And what you want to do is create a new scene, which you just hit plus, scene. We're going to delete scene 2. Yes. Now for this scene, now we're going to go to sources. Now you're going to add, and then you're going to do game capture, or actually let's do window capture. Sorry about that. So once we do Windows capture, it shows this weird kind of, I don't know, screwed up thing. Now you're going to find the remote play actual application, which happens to be this one right here, PS4 remote play. You're going to hit OK. So once this actually shows up, you're going to want to right click it, and you're going to hit OK. I don't know, screwed up thing. Now you're going to find the remote play actual application, which happens to be this one right here, PS4 remote play. You're going to hit OK. So once this actually shows up, you're going to want to right click it, and you're going to transform and fit to screen. If you want, you can actually even drag these sides so that it fully fits the screen here. May cut off a little bit, but it'll look overall better. Now, you want to add your overlay. What you can do to add an overlay is hit plus down here, add image, form, and you're going to hit OK. Screwed up capture, or actually let's do window capture. Sorry about that. So once we do Windows capture,